Hey, thinking about living in Northwest Arkansas? Hey, welcome to the show. Thad Skidmore with Flat Fee Realty. Today I've got a privileged guest, Patrick Robinson, who runs the Department of Veteran Services here in Benton County. We're going to go over some of the benefits today. Hey, Patrick, thanks for showing up today.
Thanks for having me, Thad. Good to see
Appreciate you, man. When Patrick was looking for houses, that's how I got to know Patrick. I sold him a house over in Eureka Springs on some land. He's a big fisherman, so he's over by the Beaver Lake, Beaver Dam in that area. I think you still love it over there, don't you?
Love it.
Nice place.
Absolutely beautiful.
Nice place. I appreciate you again. Veterans are a big thing. You know, my dad was a Vietnam veteran, and we were talking earlier. I'm going back for a veterans golf tournament in North Kansas City, so it's a big deal for me and my family, and I appreciate your service as well. And
we appreciate your support.
yeah, you bet. So I thought this would be a good, just, you know, our shows are kind of targeting people that are thinking about moving to the state and Northwest Arkansas. So I thought this would be a good way to kind of let the veterans know some of the benefits they get in this area. So we'll just kind of roll right into it.
Okay.
One of the things I was going to ask you is, like, for employee benefits, kind of maybe what somebody gets for being wanting to start a business or wanting to, you know, get into the workforce.
Well, it's a state-run agency called the Arkansas Department of Workforce Services, and they actually have a coordinator that's specifically for veterans. Job placement for veterans, assisting them with, if they're looking to start their own business, entrepreneurship, they have programs specifically for that. And that's a state-run agency, and yeah, it's a free service in the state of Arkansas. Very easy. If you just Google Arkansas Department of Workforce Services, veterans, it should pop right up. And
Cool.
I think the closest office to where we're sitting right now is down in Fayetteville.
Okay, and yeah, Fayetteville has the veterans home down there as well.
Yep.
That's where my father-in-law, he's actually a veteran as well, goes there. He's 100% disabled, free medical. He's gotten 2 knee replaced. He's getting his shoulder replaced coming up. So
Yeah, we've got the hospital down there.
hospital.
And we also, right next door to it is the state veterans home that's run
right.
by the Arkansas Department of Veterans Affairs. It's for nursing level care veterans and or their spouses. Really, it's a nice place, and you're not going to find more affordable nursing level care.
Yeah.
And just side note, in the near future, there's one that's going to be built in Rogers.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
It's approximately 30 acres of land. It's going to be super nice. I'd be looking for that in the next 2 to 3 years.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yep.
So they're going to have one in Fayetteville and one in
Well, the
Rogers.
one in Fayetteville is going to close, and then they're just going to move it up here to Rogers.
Really?
It's going to be a really nice, beautiful piece of property.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
2 to 3 years probably?
Probably 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
We're looking at on
That's
that.
good to know. I had no clue that was going on. So sounds like on the workforce stuff, there's information they can get on some of the benefits that if they want to be start a business or.
Yeah, there's also University of Arkansas. They have a few programs for entrepreneurship and other to help veterans start their own businesses.
Okay,
There's
awesome.
a lot of programs.
That's great. And then we were wanting to kind of give you an idea, like most veterans, like, you know, recreation parks, recs, fishing, hunting. Do they have some benefits for those guys if they want to?
Yeah, first and foremost is hunting and fishing licenses. If you're a veteran, they are discounted. And then if you're a disabled veteran, they're very discounted. You get, I think it's, if you're rated 70% or greater disabled through the VA, you can get a lifetime hunting and fishing license. It's like $6 or $7
Wow.
for a lifetime hunting and
Lifetime,
fishing
that's
license.
amazing.
So there are discounts for hunting and fishing licenses. There's also, through the state, they have any state campgrounds. You can get camping at a discounted rate, as well as Army Corps of Engineers, which is all around Beaver Lake here. They've got quite a few campgrounds. You can get discounted camping rates as well.
That's cool. That's cool. And guys and gals that are vets, that's a pretty good deal if you like to fish and camp. I mean, that's pretty cheap.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, and
Hard to beat.
very well should get that. And then we were going to talk about the Department of Vehicle Transportation Services, like on your driver's license. What are some of the perks maybe that they can get discounted on their driver's license?
So state of Arkansas, they have, if you're a veteran, you can take your DD 214 to the revenue office, which is our DMV here, and they can actually put on your license that you're a veteran. And there's also quite a few. I would say 20 plus different license plates you can get for your vehicle.
Wow.
That will denote veteran status, disabled veteran status, branch of service, or any conflicts you were engaged in, as well as there's a lot of them for different military awards.
Okay.
And those are all discounted as well.
Okay. I think my father-in-law, he's got one. He told me he doesn't have to hang the sticker anymore
Mhm.
for handicap. It's,
Yep.
it's just automatically
Yep,
on
if it
his
says,
driver's
I believe if it
license
says
plate.
DV on the license plate, then you don't have to hang the placard.
He kind of gets funny about that. He goes, I don't need this. I can walk a mile, but he goes, just use it and park here. You know,
Yeah.
He's 85, and he was kind of embarrassed that he was using it. I'm like, you deserve it. You know, use it. You know.
Yeah.
And then the entertainment benefits, like and just going to some of the stores, getting discounts for veterans. Is it pretty easy for them to get those discounts as well?
Yeah, there's a lot of stores around this area that do offer veteran discounts, and like we were saying with the driver's license, you can have it say veteran right on there. So it's as easy as showing them that. I always recommend people, carry your DD-214 and just keep it in your glove box.
That's a good idea.
And you can always, your DD-214 is your military discharge, and you can always just go grab that and say, hey, yeah, I am a veteran. Lowe's, they actually have you can get input into their system, so you don't have to show them every time. They can just do it on your phone number.
Okay, cool. Do they have any, I wonder if the amphitheater, they have concerts out there. I wonder if those guys get discounts.
I don't know if the AMP does it particularly, but there are different ticketing agencies that do get a portion of tickets every now and then and offer them at huge discounts to veterans.
Okay, so it's probably just a website that you can go check out.
Yeah, one of them I think is called VetTix, T-I-X, and you can go to that and check, and they've got sporting events, concerts, all kinds of stuff like that.
And then we were also, this is a kind of a perk that I didn't realize, Fayetteville National Cemetery.
Yep.
They have, if you're moving in here and worried you don't have that plan, I know it's kind of a rough subject to talk about, but the inevitable always happens, death and taxes.
None of us are getting out of this alive.
Yeah, so, that is a perk here too with the Fayetteville National Cemetery.
Yeah, Fayetteville National Cemetery. That's our closest national cemetery. There's also a national cemetery just south of there in Fort Smith, but I haven't been to the one in Fort Smith, but the one in Fayetteville I've been several times. It is a park-like, gorgeous setting. They do an outstanding job down there. The staff, the groundskeepers, everybody's super professional. Beautiful place, and it's free for veterans and also spouses of veterans.
Okay.
And one thing on that, everybody thinks the veteran has to pass away first, get buried in National Cemetery, and then the spouse has to. If the spouse passes away first, they can be buried there, and the veteran at a later time.
That's good to know. Good to know. That's a really good feature because, face it, that stuff's not cheap.
Definitely not cheap.
If you, that's a big business in itself.
Yeah, the plot and headstones, pretty much everything. Once you hit the gates down there,
Everything
is free of charge. It's
that's
all
awesome.
taken care of.
That is really cool.
Yep.
I think we talked a little bit on the VA life insurance. It kind of goes in depending on your disability, maybe.
Yeah, there are different life insurance that you can get through the VA Veterans Affairs, and they are pretty much dependent on if you have a service-connected disability. And once you get that service-connected disability, there's a time frame you have to apply for that life insurance after being granted that disability status.
Okay, gotcha. And then we wanted to talk about this because this is a very important military retire pay.
Yep, the military retirement pay in the state of Arkansas is tax-free.
That's huge.
Don't pay state taxes on that military retirement, so that's great. And then if the veteran who was receiving that military retirement passes and they were paying into the survivor benefit plan for the surviving spouse, that survivor benefit pay is tax-free as well.
Wow, that's pretty huge because I think some states, you said, possibly tax that.
There are quite a few states that do tax it. They just look at it as regular income, and it is taxed.
So that's a pretty good perk for moving to the state of Arkansas, and hopefully NWA, we'd love to have you up here.
Yeah.
And then you said the veterans community is pretty active in
We have
this
a
area.
very active veteran community around this area, very engaged with the community. Several American Legion posts, VFW posts. We've got a newer DAV post. There's MOA, Military Officers Association. There's a lot of veteran engagement with the community out here. There's a lot of veterans events
And you
out
can
here.
volunteer at the VA home or hospital.
Yeah, you can always do that. They're always looking for volunteers. There's a lot of veteran events going on. There's one called Vet Fest. There's another called Honor Fest that go on throughout the year. Veterans Day, Memorial Day, always a plethora of events to
Okay.
choose from. Very, very engaged veteran community, but also the community around here is also very patriotic and appreciative of the veterans in that community.
That's great, man. That's great. And if you've got questions on some of these or specific, you can contact me and I can get you with Patrick too. So if this is something you want to know more about, I'm sure we can get them more.
Yeah,
information.
I'm Benton County Veteran Services, so we're a free service for the veterans of Benton County. So
That's cool.
by all means, if you need to, you can call me. Our office is 479-464-6123. Any questions or anything, just give us a call. That's what we're here for.
That's awesome. And it's located right before you get to the jail, Vogel building on the right here.
Off 102.
Off 102, really easy location to get to if you need to stop in as well. And then one thing for veterans, let's say they've got a home and they're wanting maybe a home improvement loan. Do they have some opportunities there or any land like opportunities for veterans?
There's two grants that the VA has. One's for the home, and it's to do the home improvements to assist veterans that have service-connected disabilities. There's a lot of different things like bathtubs, railings, ramps, and stuff. It will work with them on that, and it's a grant. And then there's another grant to adapt vehicles for disabled veterans.
Okay. Yeah, so I have seen some vans that are really cool. I've talked to one vet, he was a Vietnam vet that had one of those vans and everything was pretty much he didn't, I don't think had much out of it.
Maybe you lose a limb or something like that, you still have a lot of freedom.
Yeah, that's what he said. He goes, I can go and come.
You still get out there and do whatever you want.
Exactly. And I think some of the lakes, like we were talking about recreational, I think they've even got a lot of the lakes, like I know on the dam where you trout fish, they've got it where you can wheel right.
Yeah, they do. They have a wheelchair accessibility ramp there.
It's pretty cool.
It is, yeah.
So if you had the van, you could go up, just wheel right in, and pretty easy access. So we kind of hit on some of the main nuggets, but he's, like he said, he gave you his contact information. If there's something more specific that you're wanting information on, you can either stop in the building or give him a call. What I do on the real estate front, you've got the VA loan you can take advantage of. It's one of the better loans for buying a house because there's no PMI. They've got a funding fee, but if you're 100% disabled, they waive that funding fee, so you don't even have to pay that.
I think it's if you're 70%.
Is it 70%? 70% or higher now?
Yeah.
It used to be 100, and they changed that.
Well, I believe it's
70%. But we can get you with a lender here. If there's something you want to get information on, we can get you one with our preferred lender. And then the other thing is rates are a little higher right now, so people are kind of sitting on the sideline. But I always say, marry the property, date the rate. Once you get in a property and the rates come down, VA's got a really smooth process on a streamlined refinance. It's called a IRRL, we call it an IRL, and I think you just got to be in it for 6 months before you can do that, but you can talk to a loan officer to make sure I'm telling you correctly there. But we'd be more than happy to help you however we can, Patrick and I. Anything we can do for you veterans, let us know. And I'm willing to help out with some of your closing costs too. Wanted to make sure you guys knew that. If the seller's paying us a commission, I'm willing to give you guys a little bit there to help out, cover your closing costs if the seller won't take care of it. Anything I can do to help, let me know. Thad Skidmore. Hey, Patrick, thanks for jumping in.
Absolutely.
Today. Appreciate you.
Good to see you. Thank you.
All right.